for. And we're very fortunate to have a family join us, Clint and Marcia Granberry and their daughter Sadie, who has been impacted by newborn screening. So I thought what we would do would be start out, and if you guys want to share with us your experience with newborn screening and a little more about Sadie.
All right. Well, as you can tell, she's very vocal.
Quite vocal.
Wow. We actually, she was 5 days old, and we had just got back from her pediatrician visit where we got great news, healthy weight, no jaundice, she was holding her head up, everything seemed wonderful. And we got home and immediately got a phone call from the same pediatrician's office that her blood work had come back and that there was a question. Before that, I honestly don't know that I knew newborn screening. I don't know that I knew the word, the term. I'm sure I heard it in pregnancy. You know, you hear so much, especially there at the end, and there's so much on your mind. And even in the hospital, I'm not even sure that I knew newborn screening existed. So I was terrified. And it was so bad that Clint had to get on the phone and talk to the pediatrician because I was hysterical. And you know, it's not good when they tell you, go to Children's and go immediately, go right now. It can't be good. Well, we got there, and when we got signed in, we started looking on an iPad, trying to find out any information of, you know, what this could be. And it was talking about how incredibly rare the disease is. We didn't get the results until Tuesday of the next week, so she was 9 days old when she began treatment. She's done well, has never rejected her formula or anything like that. But one of the things that we were talking about even on the way over here, one of the things that we saw in just researching PKU and newborn screening was the ethical question of, is it worth it? Because so many false positives are there, and you make these parents worry for days that there's something, quote, wrong with their child, and it comes back that there's nothing wrong, and you've stressed them out and worried them for all these hours. Sadie is an amazing young lady. She is far beyond what I could imagine. If it wasn't for newborn screening, I would still have an absolutely beautiful, perfect daughter, but she would not be the same person that she is. I know that there's medical, ethical, deeper issues than I could possibly begin to imagine, but just as a mom who, I mean, is obviously severely impacted by it every day, it's so selfish of me, or selfish to me, to think that there are people that would say, you know, it's not worth it, that, well, watch it, sister. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi. Can you tell them your name? What's your name?
Sadie.
Can you spell it?
S-A-D-I-E.
There you go. Good girl.
What am I supposed to say? You're doing well. I second everything that my wife said. I work in radio and in the media, and I went to work that Monday and had to tell the guys that I was doing a radio show with that we had gotten this call, and
Siri not available.
I believe
Connect to the internet.
No Bible.
no Siri. And I actually had read the WMD, which I know is probably the worst thing ever, but I feel like the pediatrician told us to do this, and had discussed with them the newborn screening, and every one of the everyone at work, most of them had kids, and they didn't really realize, oh, it's the heel prick, and maybe they remembered that it happened, or a lot of times, you know, most of the people that we talk to Sadie about, they don't, even if they have kids, they don't necessarily know. They know, I mean, I guess there's so much going on when you're in the hospital that you don't realize that that's what's happening. But our discussion about whether or not it was okay to have parents wait for 3 or 4 days hanging on whether or not they got a false positive. And now it just seems so trivial and the most ridiculous thing in the world that I can't believe it's on the internet even, that someone would suggest that we shouldn't do it. So.